It's finally here. Firmware version 2.0 for Sony BURANO is now available to download, and in this video I'll go over the key new features and also show you some footage that I shot with the camera and the new firmware update. Without a doubt, the new full-frame 3.8K shooting mode is probably the main event in firmware version 2.0. This new mode uses a slight crop from the full-frame sensor, which enables a faster readout speed, thus significantly minimizing the rolling shutter effect, which still affects the 8.8K and the 6K full-frame crop modes, making shooting fast-paced action quite challenging. It's good to see major manufacturers such as Sony to take on board the feedback from the community and provide a new sensor mode addressing this issue. You can also shoot 4K 60p in this mode and even go as fast as 4K 120 frames per second when you're in S&Q mode, which has become sort of a de facto industry standard shooting mode for professional cinema cameras over the years. If you're planning on shooting fast-paced action, specifically handheld, with the BURANO, this new 4K mode will be the one to go with. And for a reference, you can see here a comparison between the different sensor modes when panning at different speeds. The rolling shutter has been significantly reduced, if not almost eliminated, in this new 3.8K mode. Another key new feature is the addition of a native 4x3 Super 35 sensor mode for anamorphic capture. You also get a new 1.8K D-squeeze monitoring option, added to the already existing 1.3, 1.5 and 2.0 D-squeeze options. I did not get a chance to explore this new feature further as I didn't have time to shoot with anamorphic lenses for this video, but I will do my best to post some anamorphic footage from the BURANO at some point soon. And if you want to crank up the slow-mo all the way up to 240 frames per second, you can do that in the new Super 35 mode that lets you do just that. So if you are into product or food commercials, wildlife documentaries or music videos, this is a mode that I'm guessing you will likely find yourself filming with often. Firmware version 2.0 is also packed with other new features and improvements, such as additional frame rate increments for slow and quick motion, including 66, 72, 75, 88, 90, 96, and 110 frames per second. The white balance preset slots are also expanded from 3 to 8, while the new high and low key feature makes it easy to judge your exposure while protecting your highlights and shadows. This is particularly useful because the BURANO still doesn't have a false color exposure tool, so the high and low key option is your best bet. The on-screen display info is now also displayed on the outer edges of the screen, much like on the Venice cameras, giving you an unobstructed view of the frame while shooting, which is useful when using the viewfinder loop or when outputting to an external monitor. Firmware version 2.0 also includes the addition of a 24-volt power option for PL mount lenses in the voltage settings, which is great for 4K broadcast lenses. You can also now see the sensor temperature displayed on page 5 of the status screen. And speaking of the status screen, the other two notable improvements here include the ability to change the camera ID and real number, as well as the ability to format any of the memory cards just with a few clicks on the media page. Of course, there's many other updates and improvements. I will summarize those on the screen for you now and also play some of the footage I shot with the BURANO for the rest of this video. In closing, I really do think that the Burano comes into its own with firmware version 2.0. It almost feels like a brand new camera, or at least no longer an incomplete one. The addition of a native anamorphic sensor mode is definitely something I'd love to explore in future videos, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, whether you are an existing Burano owner or you're thinking of becoming one soon. What other features would you like me to explore next?